Well, Granville House came into being about 30, 32 years ago, actually, by the fact of a load of parents who had children who were handicapped. There was nothing at all in 30 years ago that the authorities would do for them. So to get help, the only way that they could do it was by banding together and getting self-help. Now, a little group formed and they had a meeting, and 12 months afterwards, they bought Granville House. And that is how this society actually started, by a band of people getting together and helping each other because of the handicaps of their children.
Our aim in the school is the same as any other school, and that is to bring out a child's full potential and prepare them for adult life, make them as independent as possible, able to communicate their needs, and generally to get the fullest out of life as possible, which is what every parent wants for every child.
Well, it continues to influence me, as do the people I work with and the people that we support, because there's a lot of people I remember as children that first got involved with the charity who are now adults. I always kind of warmed when I started at the charity. There was just something about the charity and something about this building.
Wind the bobbin up, wind the bobbin up, pull, pull. Clap, clap, clap. Do it.
The staff are marvellous with him. In fact, they're the only people that's ever really got to know him as well as I do. So I know he's okay all day. I don't have to worry at all while he's here.
Because what was glaringly obvious to me was people weren't being given the same opportunities. Yeah. And I'm a firm believer that anybody can do anything, regardless of the activity. It just takes a bit of thought and a bit of creativity to allow people the opportunity to make things accessible to them. So yeah, definitely I was pretty adamant around that, in terms of, just because you perhaps use a wheelchair, that doesn't mean you can't go abseiling down a cliff. You can, so.
Say there's very little you can do for people as handicapped as that. Would you agree?
No, definitely not. You've only got to look at them to realise that they are capable of enjoying, to a lesser or greater degree, the same things in life as a normal person. And we aim at stimulating them that way. And you see the delight on their faces, I suppose, and when they achieve the very modest target we set. That is a great thing.
Where's that smile? Where's that smile? That's lovely. Hello.
It is like coming into a friendly and homely atmosphere. You have so much liaison with parents, doctors, with social workers, with speech therapists. It's just one big family.
Well, yes, plans have to be made. In fact, today we're going to take over a new building we're having built in Cheadle, 12-bedded residential home. That is the next logical step, obviously, because at Granville we have school, school centre, we have the day centre for the adults, and logically the next one is residential.
That's the result of years of hard work and fundraising.
And for me, the sort of shift, the biggest shift was to see them relax a little bit and open up and talk about what they wanted to talk about. And I remember one young person, and it stayed in my mind forever. And she was sort of saying, well, you know, I'm not disabled, so it's really nothing to do with me, because, you know, I'm not going to have a disabled child or a child with a disability. And it was very much like, it was almost like disabilities over there, it will never ever affect me. So then we could talk about things like, you know, some people will you know, acquire a disability later on in life, and Paul would put people into situations like, you know, you're out with your mates and one of them gets knocked down, and as a result they're having to use a wheelchair, and it sort of brings it back to, well, actually, no, disability isn't over there, it can be part of your life, and you could have a child born with a disability, or a member of your family, you know, that becomes that sort of acquires a disability. And it's very much sort of seeing the penny drop, like, oh yeah, so this is, it is about what I think and what I feel and what could happen. It's not something that, yeah, it's all interesting, but it's nothing to do with me. So that was really important.
When I arrived, the school was closing, and the school occupied quite a lot of the ground floor, the Granville House. That created a problem, but also an opportunity. That we had this space, and we talked about what could we use this extra space, and if so, how. And we were also very keen that the people who got there, whatever their limited communication and abilities, we wanted them to be a part of this program. So we decided they were members. It gave them a level of respect, I hope that they didn't necessarily have before. And we would have, or Chris and Mavis would run group meetings, I think every week, to plan the activities of the week to come and take into account how people were getting on, what their interests were.
What is the best part of your day at Supportability?
What?
The best part of your day at Supportability?
The best part is everything.
Everything?
Like everything.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Oh, that is fantastic.
I suppose the fact that we can help them to enrich their life. That they're not vegetables, as you said at the beginning, that they're capable of achieving something no matter how small.